There are no rules.
All right, we are live. What's going on, everyone? I'm Chris Baker.
And I'm Ty Backer.
Welcome to episode 151 of Behind the Toolbelt with TC Backer Construction.
TC Backer. Roofing, siding, windows, gutter, solar. Roofing, siding, windows, gutter, solar. TC Backer.
Behind the Tool Belt is sponsored by Lead Scout. Find out more at leadscoutapp.com.
TC Backer.
Boom. We are live. TC Backer family. Welcome to another great Wednesday. It is episode 151, man. It's the favorite day of the week.
It is.
We got a special guest
Yeah,
here,
we
man.
do.
My man came a long distance
Yeah, he
to be
did.
in studio with us.
The whole way from Florida.
Yeah.
My man,
Flattered.
that's dedication, bro.
That is dedication, brother.
It is. He told me he was coming.
It
I
is.
I was like, all right, man, if you're coming, you're coming. And then lo and behold,
And my man showed up in a lettered truck too.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna get a rental car. Like I thought you were flying. Like, nah, dude. My man showed up in an Xpress
Did you drive up
Exterior
here?
truck.
I did not drive. I drove from the Maryland office
Okay,
with the vehicle. and-
that's awesome. That's good shit.
Yeah.
Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Tinos Marketis, CEO of Xpress Exterior Design.
It sounds like you say that quite often.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man, I do.
It kind of rolled right off the tongue.
Yeah.
I do, man.
That's awesome. So tell us what's going on, man. You got 3 locations now, right?
No, actually, it's Maryland, Delaware, Pennsylvania, Florida, and Texas now.
Oh, so 4
Yes.
locations now. How long have you been in business?
We started in 2019, and we're just growing and pushing through.
Right. How long have you been in the industry?
I've been in the industry roughly. I was born and raised in the industry with my father, construction background, passionate about it. You know, I love the industry so much that it's just, I don't know. I get really excited just talking about it.
Yeah.
But being in the industry, it's been a blessing. So been in the industry since I was a child. I started out as a project manager at 18 years old with my father. Before that, I was, a little handyman, helping out.
Right.
We were doing both interior, exterior remodeling. And now I just focus on mainly exterior.
Right on, man. When was
good
the
stuff.
first time that we met? I was just trying to think about that today.
I'm going to tell you, Ty, it was in New Smyrna, Florida,
Okay.
at the event that TJ McCormick had.
Okay. But we were friends on Facebook prior to that, I think. Okay. So we first communicated, I think David Taggart introduced us to each other, and
Yes.
you were looking for someone to do a job in Waynesboro.
I was looking for a metal crew,
Mhm.
and David Taggart introduced me to you.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, it took me a second to think about that because I knew there was a time before that because I know we knew each other prior to that and that we had talked a little bit and back even then, even though we couldn't come to an agreement, we still stayed in touch,
Sure.
which was pretty cool, which showed me what kind of person you were, that you didn't get upset with me and,
No.
or whatever. And we're both kind of in the same situation. So it was tough.
Tough.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're not necessarily in that subcontractor role anymore. We're running legit businesses with overheads and things like that. So our prices pretty much matched, I guess.
Yes.
So it didn't work out, but then we stayed in touch, and then we ran into each other in New Smyrna at the, I think it was Roofing Ahead of the Curve.
It was.
Yeah,
Yes, that's the name
that's
of
what it was. I was trying to
Yes.
think of the name of that.
Yeah, Roofing Ahead of the Curve.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we've stayed in touch since then, man. And we've had some pretty deep conversations, and I think we both felt like right away that we were cut from the same cloth. You love the industry as much as I do. I felt your passion for the industry. I think that's one of the things that drew me to you, plus our conversations that we've had, not necessarily over the phone, but the messages and stuff back and forth almost every morning since RoofCon. You text me, man, have a great day, brother.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we've stayed
Dude, that kind of shit means a lot, man.
Mhm.
It really does. Because, I mean, in this industry, man, we can get the guts kicked out of us every day.
Absolutely.
Every day.
Mhm.
I mean,
It's
tough.
there's so much business out here for all of us, and you know what? Healthy competition is great competition, and,
Yeah.
and it's
Mhm.
great to stay in touch with your so-called competitors. I don't think we're competitors. I think we're all out here being passionate about it and
Yeah.
servicing. You know, being about our customer service and our quality.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
For sure. And I don't look at people as competition, and I might slip that word out every now and again, but I read something or heard something or somebody said something one night that resonated with me. It's that they're our worthy rivals,
Yeah.
Mhm.
right? Like they're
Yeah.
worthy, right?
Yeah.
They're out there, they're grinding, they're getting it, and they're just trying to feed their family, feed
Absolutely,
the people.
man. That's what it's about.
You know what I mean? And, and to team up with or partner up or whatever, our relationship is, I mean, there's enough work to go around that I don't even know if that we've actually crossed paths, and we're only 40 miles away from each other.
I don't think we ever have.
Right.
And you know what? It's such a small territory that we cover
Yeah.
that we've never ever crossed paths.
Right.
Ever.
Right. Yeah. So it's, and this is the thing, if anything, I know I could come to you and ask you like, hey man, what did you do with this situation? Or how did you handle a certain situation? And I hope you feel the same way, that you could ask me, and I'm going to be as transparent as I possibly can with you, because
100%.
I don't even look at it or even feel, not even any fiber of my being, do I feel like it's a threat,
Right.
Not at all.
for me to open up to you in a way. And I really feel like there should be more of that in this industry. And there's, there's a lot of cutthroat stuff that goes on out there, and shit that's talked and stuff like that. And it's kind of a shame. And I think you feel the same way I do, is that all ships rise.
It does. We should all be able to collaborate together. You never know. We might run into a project where we need to help each other.
Mhm.
Or, it might be that you have a project in Maryland on the opposite side, and hey, man, maybe I can get Xpress Exterior to kind of collaborate with me.
Yes.
Or, collaboration is actually, it helps everybody's business with
Mhm.
branding one another.
Yes.
I think all companies should brand one another, help each other, share each other's information. It just keeps more of the industry. It empowers the actual industry a lot better.
Yeah. And not only that, man, I mean, if we're all going to sit here and say that we're in this to provide a product to a customer, and that we care about our customers and everything, all we're going to do is make each other better.
100%.
When you have worthy competition,
Mm.
and you're all on the same page and you're trying to deliver a better product, dude, that consistency and that healthy competition
Mhm.
is just going to make the experience for the customer the best. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, I mean, I'm all for it, man. And this country is built on the back of small businesses.
Mhm.
So we have to, especially, in our local areas, we have to support, even if there's someone that does the same thing as you. You know what I mean? You have to support the grind. You got to support the hustle, and, help that person. Cause you never know when you're down, if you're in a situation, in a pickle, that you need that person, like, hey, listen, I know that this guy's good people. I know that he'll handle this customer the way that I would.
Right.
Absolutely. And another thing is, let's be real here, right? As entrepreneurs, as business owners, I find it important that we all need to be fully transparent, because not everything that we're doing is all rainbows and peaches. We go through a lot of stress, and you know what? If everybody was able to do what we do, they would be doing it.
Mhm.
So what I'm getting to is, we should all be able to share authentically, in full transparency, our downfalls, our wins, our struggles.
Yeah.
Because we go through that. Every business does.
Mhm.
If they say they don't,
Yeah.
they're not being fully transparent.
Right. And I think that's where Facebook kind of gets it. Facebook itself doesn't get it
Yeah.
wrong, but I think
All
it's
you
the
see is
stuff.
the victories.
Yeah. That's the thing
Yeah.
where it's like, don't
Hit that
believe the
right,
hype.
man.
Like if you're new in the roofing industry or any industry, it's like, don't believe the hype. Like I've seen people post, pictures of a $60,000 check, right? Well, tell us how that ended for you. Like how badly did you underquote that job? Have you even gotten paid on the supplement that you had to submit? And like, or how short materials were you? Or just play that tape the whole, like, let's see how it actually ended. Like, give us the real deal. Don't just show us, I got the $60,000, re-roof on the church next door or whatever like that. Let's talk about like what it took to get that. How many people did you have to beat over the head to get that?
Yeah.
Or, how many, it's all of the stuff as entrepreneurs or leaders in our industry that are in it to win it. Like most of us are here, go through the daily grind to perform. We were talking about this right before we went live, like to perform these miracles on a daily basis, and especially over the past 3 years, right? Like that extra unneeded stress of the Amazon world that this has become, right? The massaging, the catering, the caressing of homeowners and stuff like that. It seems like everybody has become so sensitive.
Yeah.
Right.
True.
Whether it be homeowners or the few generations below us, and just it's become a little bit different. And it's like, and we've been having a lot of meetings lately, and unfortunately, if you're an entrepreneur and you have a great team around you, and if everybody thinks that they've worked their ass off over the past 3 years, like you haven't seen nothing yet.
No.
Right. Because it's only going to get, the grind's only going to get deeper and harder. Right. And we're all going to have to figure out how to do a lot with less.
It's 100%. It's happening right now. You could see it. A lot of people that aren't seeing it, they got another thing coming for them. The industry is getting more, how can I say, it's getting tougher by the day. The inflation, the cost of doing business, the fixed costs, everything, and cost of living. As the cost of living goes up, everything else is going up for us too, as a company.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Right.
Absolutely. And let's not forget about all the employees that you have too.
Absolutely.
I mean, cost of living for employees is going up. So there's pressure coming from the bottom. There's pressure coming from the top. I mean, there's a lot that has gone on with people, just people in general. You know what I mean? So being extra compassionate, being understanding, and holding your team accountable to do the right thing. And sometimes people need kick in the ass, man. For real.
And this is the time to pull together. And Chris, you brought up a good point, and I'm glad that you can see that pressures to be right. Where as business owners or entrepreneurs, we are feeling the pressure from all three sides, whether in four sides, homeowners, right? Because of inflation, right? Okay. So we have to be affordable for them. Our team around us, our distributors, and I can't remember what the fourth one was, but we're getting hit from all sides, right?
Yes.
From the pressures that are, like Vic just mentioned, the variables that are uncontrollable. Like we can't control how much fuel costs right now.
Yeah.
Right.
100%.
Like we just can't, what I mean?
Look at diesel.
That's what I was getting ready to say, $6 a gallon for diesel. Right. Yeah. And if you have any amount of vehicles on the road, and we're a construction company, right? Like we have people that install gutters. We have our window crews. We have our repair crews. We have our service department. Like, so there's a lot of vehicles on the road, and that's overhead, pure overhead. Right. And in situations like this, the point that I was going to try to get to, which I'm going to get to right now, is that, we all really have to pull together as a team and as leaders of the team. And that's been such a buzzword here for a long time. I'm getting tired of it. We got to come up with a different word other than leaders. As people in the positions that we're in right now, right? Now we have to all pull together and see the big picture, right? And Chris, you and I talked about going back to the basics, right? So if we don't leave the basics, we don't ever have to go back to them. Remember the days when everything counted.
Oh yeah.
It, like how many pieces of drip edge were delivered?
I'll tell you
if
right
you
now,
had
Ty,
4 bundles of shingles out back, you threw them in your truck and you shorted that order. Like all of those things that you used to do in the beginning, so you could just get by and feed your family. But now you have other families you have to feed.
Right.
So now you got to get those other families on the same page. You got to teach them the basics.
Yeah. Well, here's the problem. It's funny you're bringing up the basics. General Manager Chris, we were talking about it today, and we mentioned that we have kind of slipped away from the basics. And
Mhm.
when you start to slip away from the basics,
Mhm.
that's when things start to get a little ruffled up.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
Full transparency,
Right.
we were like, we need to get back to the basics. The
Mhm.
basics are the easiest thing, right?
Mhm.
Why try to add things, change things? If you stick to the basics, you can implement to your basics
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
just continue to get
Yeah.
better and better with what
Build
you're
on
doing.
that. Build from
yeah,
that.
Yeah, the basics is where it's at. Like, why try to overcomplicate things? And
Right.
that's
Right.
what we all try to do at times. And then we're like, wait a minute, this isn't working out. We need to go back to the basics.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Revert back to the basics.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
man. And I think it's so easy to fall into that, and it happens so fast because we get blinded by the success. We get
Yeah.
blinded by like, oh my God, we never had it so good. Like,
Mhm.
we're firing all
Yeah.
cylinders. We just landed this new builder. We just landed, this big job. We got all these things going. The team's killing it.
Yeah.
Everyone gets comfortable because everything's good.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I
Right.
mean? Everything's working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It is.
You know what I mean? But then you get an economic downturn and it's like, wait a minute, this okay isn't going to work through this. This
Exactly.
okay worked when everything was up here.
Right.
Right.
But what happens when we correct?
Yeah.
Right.
And come back down
Right.
to where it's going to stay.
But even
you know what I
during-
mean? Like,
yeah, but even during that time, you
Yeah.
still got to stick to the basics.
absolutely.
Yes.
But it's easy to get away from that and
Yes.
be,
And get
and be
complacent.
blinded by
You get complacent. You get
the
comfortable.
okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. Like
Yes.
everybody's just okay with the way things are. And it's like, okay, it's not okay.
Right.
You know what I mean? We always talk about this, and this is a perfect time to go from okay to good to great to greater to greatest.
Yes.
Right. Like there's going to be so many opportunities
Yeah.
that are ahead of us right now. And we've had our eyes wide open to all of these opportunities, and I don't want to go into specifics of
Right.
what opportunities that we see, not to disclose full transparency here, but this is a whole other podcast
Right.
to get into all of these things that we see as opportunities. And fortunately for us, we've been through, this is like our 2.5 recession
Right.
Yeah.
that-
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely.
that we've
But
gone through.
yeah.
We've been talking recession for 3 years.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And as in that time, we've grown twice the size
Mhm.
since 2019. We've grown twice in
Yeah,
size, whether it be
Absolutely.
manpower, the volume of work we do, revenue, all of that stuff. But that comes with a price tag.
It does.
That comes with a whole lot of growing pains,
Yeah.
a whole lot of weight loss, a whole lot of ulcers, a whole lot of packs of cigarettes and Red Bulls.
Oh, yeah.
At least for me.
And not only that, it comes with you get to a certain point of time where you're like, man, I'm hitting a roadblock right now. What do I need to do here? And then that's when you get resilient.
Mm-hmm.
Your brain starts to come up with different ideas, and you start to implement things that are for the better interest and growth of the company.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's where the visionary comes into place.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You got to continuously look 5 minutes, 5 days, 5 months, 5 years from now.
Absolutely. And not only that, Ty, you just mentioned earlier, we were talking, you said you got to have a bunch of integrators too.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have integrators, you could be a visionary all day
Yeah.
long,
Yeah.
but you have to have your actual integrator implement what you're trying to, and
Yes.
come up with ideas and different approaches to your vision.
And I'll be honest with you, one of the areas that I have failed, or haven't been so good at is painting that picture of the vision for the team. There may be a few select people that I may have shared that vision with, but more so recently I've realized like I need to verbalize to the entire group of like, okay, this is the vision,
Right.
Mm-hmm. Like we've sold them on the dream so far, but it's like visions change, climate economics changes, things change. Like, okay, guys, we're going, this is the direction we're going. If we want to continuously keep going the path that we're going, there's going to have to be things that are going to have to change, whether it's more structure put in place.
Mhm.
Right. And Chris and I were talking about this, like when the guys show up in the morning, right, it's kind of like a free for all. It looks like an airport out here. Right. Well, if we would add just a little bit of structure to that and state, and I'm just throwing this out there. So anyone
All the
listening,
TC backer teams.
yeah. So
I
I'm
know
just,
where you're going with this.
They're on
Yeah.
there.
No one
Yeah.
freak out.
yeah, nobody freak out. I'm just going to pull something out of my ass here real quick. Let's say we say everybody meets at the gas station at 6:30 in the morning. Come hell or high water. If you're not there, you're filling your own truck up. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
6:30 at the gas station. By 7:00, everybody's back here knowing where they need to go, load on their truck, and then they go. Opposed to, right, showing up here, waiting around, waiting for the guy, the other guy, your driver, all this, all that, right? 45 minutes goes by.
Yeah.
Then they go to the gas station for another 45 minutes, pinky dunk their asshole, drink fucking coffee, whatever the hell it is.
3
that
hours
they're doing.
went by.
Then they come back here, right? For whatever reason, they have to come back here, right? So here's an hour and a half of their day. And some of these guys got to be in Northern Virginia.
Yeah.
Right. So there's no process put in place. There's no structure there. Right. So if we would change that, just a little tweak, we could save them and ourselves time, energy, and of course, money.
Yeah.
Right. That we could eventually put back into their pocket. So if we could paint that vision for everybody, and once a month goes by and they're like, holy shit, I got
an extra $300, $400, $500, whatever.
Right.
And I had more time.
Right.
And I was able to accomplish more things. And
Right.
It's so many
Right.
things.
Like I'm able to get home and spend more time with my family because we didn't dick the dog for an hour and a half in the morning at the shop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or whatever the case might be. But these are times that we all need to work together as a team. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, a lot of these things that we might implement, it may not be a good idea until they think it's a good idea, until they can actually see that vision come to fruition.
Right.
Agreed. And you know, we were talking, that also involves accountability.
Right.
You know, you
Big
got to
time.
have accountability, right? And then we talk about leadership. Well, leadership, it's we're supposed to lead. I feel like I need to lead from behind and push my team to become who they should become, right? Within their talents, within their abilities. And then accountability is going to give them the opportunity to grow and see their potential, right? And they have that support, that leadership support, right? So all the things you're saying falls back onto leadership, accountability, all that stuff. You know?
No, you're right.
Yeah.
And that's where you got to make sure your team understands. We had a little bit of a conversation about the size of companies, right? And how many moving parts there is. And it's so hard to keep a pulse on all that stuff that you got to have the right people.
I agree.
Right. You have to have the right people, and not to sound cliche, but in the seats on the bus. So then us bus drivers can drive the bus. Right. So we don't have to turn around and see if everybody's in their seats or not and crash the fucking bus. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's the thing, because if everybody's doing their job, nobody gets pulled away from doing their job.
Yeah.
Right. Because when their back's turned from their job because they got to pay attention because you're not doing such a great job, that's when shit gets fucked up.
All day long.
Right. And then they can't get caught up.
But that's where accountability comes.
Exactly. Big time.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah. And I think what happens is, in our industry, there's a lack of accountability. I'm going to be honest. The last 3-4 months, I haven't held my leadership team in full accountability mode. I haven't. So I give myself the full blame for that, right? Being a leader and how I'm supposed to lead. I fell off the chart with that, you know?
Right.
So I know, hey man, hold up. I need to add some accountability measurements here.
Right.
Even with my leadership team, you know, because things can start slipping through the cracks. You know, they're humans too.
Yes.
And we all have flaws.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I mean, we were talking about this earlier today, Ty. I mean, me and Ty got a rare occasion where we got to spend basically the whole day together. I mean, we had a meeting out in Delaware we had to go to this morning. Rode together out there, so there was a lot of conversation back and forth and rode back.
Good.
Yeah,
Nice.
But you know, people have bad days, man. People get in slumps. Like you never know what the hell your team's going through. I mean, unless you ask.
Right.
And even then, sometimes you know, people aren't comfortable talking. Not everyone's a talker, man, and not everyone wants to disclose what's going on at home. Not everyone wants to talk about the shit because they go to work to get away from the shit, man. I don't want to talk about that.
And not only that,
you know
they
what I mean?
feel like they might get looked at the wrong way.
Right,
It might affect
absolutely.
it might affect them with the company, and they might get a bad reputation.
Right.
They might lose their job.
Yeah.
You know, they got all. But I feel like as leaders, as leadership teams develop, they should be able to discuss certain things too as well.
Absolutely.
It should be from a personal level and a business level,
Oh my
right?
God, yes.
Because you want your team members to do the best that they can, especially your leaders, right? So at that point, you got to hit that fine line sometimes and say, hey, man, let's go to lunch. What's going on with you personally? You know, we got, and in today's world, there's so much turmoil, so much stress with the inflation and the news, and everybody's saying all this crazy stuff, which I don't pay mind to at all. Okay.
I don't
But
either.
at the end of the day, you got to give them that empowerment, that encouragement. Hey, man, what's going on? What can I help you with personally? You know, I find that very important.
Yeah.
And I want to give a shout out to Glenn. Glenn said that Tinos and his crew is good people. I appreciate you, Glenn. You guys are awesome too, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I know they're still Jana and loves Gus.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And you know, we had a great time.
I want to give
What's
a
up,
shout
Bruno?
out to Gus, Rob, all
right.
the, you know, everybody, you know, they're Rob, Gus, Chris.
Oh, and Glenn said something too about Gus. Like it's probably a good thing that those two didn't go out because they'd probably have too much fun. If they were in the
he's
bar room
another
together.
Glenn.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
I had to get in the middle of that.
That's what he said. That's what he was like. Go. We're leaving.
You should take him up and show him the cardboard cutout up in the office.
I will.
Lord.
Before we leave, I'll give you the tour.
Let's do it.
For-
Let's do it.
You know, and this is something too. I think a lot of people might not believe this, but I think some of the best leaders lead with their heart.
Oh, for sure, dude.
You know what I mean? And
100%.
I think that's something that's not talked enough about, or may not be that obvious to a lot of people, right? I'm a personal kind of guy, right? Like it's I don't believe in it's just business. You know what I mean? It's nothing personal, it's just business. You know what I'm saying? Every decision is a personal decision, whether it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
right?
dude. Because if you give a shit about your business and your team, man, it has to be personal.
Right. So I think, am I the best at it? Probably not, because it's too personal.
Yeah.
Right. So, and some of that passion comes out about how passionate I am about this place, the roof, the everything.
It's
right.
tough, man.
So sometimes I get a little passionate.
Yes.
I might say stupid shit that they think is stupid shit, but a lot of that might come back to like, we didn't paint that picture.
Yeah.
Bright enough for them to see the vision. Right. And a lot of times, like me, I'm a stuffer. Right. I'm a stuffer. I'll stuff it. I'll see something busted up outside. Don't say nothing. I'll walk past something else.
That's me.
I'll walk past something else. I'll walk past
And then
something.
that ends up biting
And
us
I
in
think
the ass.
I'm just letting it roll off a duck's ass here, right? But I'm really not, because I'm just stuffing and I'm stuffing and I'm stuffing. And I was talking to Rob out there, and shit, my mind just went blank. My mind just went totally blank. Earlier.
Scream it out, Rob. Go ahead,
we'll be
man.
right back after this special episode.
Yeah, right. We'll be back after commercial break. Shit, I can't remember what it was.
What was it about, Rob?
Yeah. Was
Sales
it
teams.
sales teams? Yeah, but there was something we were talking about that I can't remember what the hell it was that we were talking about. But anyhow, lead with your heart. And there may be other business owners out there be like, oh yeah, but you get taken advantage of. Yes, I have.
Dude, I get taken advantage of so much all the time because I always lead with the heart. And, people are like, my wife, she's like, you got to stop that. It's got to be business. I said, you know what, though? I am who I am. I lead with my heart. I'm a good-hearted person. I want everybody to have what they want to have, and I'm passionate about it. So I let things drag out and let it drag out and let it drag out. And then it gets me in trouble. And then I'm going to be a little transparent. And then I get fucked. So yeah, it happens.
And somehow, some way, you always end up being the bad guy.
I'm the bad guy. Absolutely.
Right?
But you know what? It's okay. I'd rather be the bad guy than a no guy.
Yeah. Right. Well, and usually that's just because you were looking out for the greater whole.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if that one person thinks you're a bad guy, then so be it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because there's however many other people that that you've looked out for, that look up to you and rely on you and trust you. And that's the biggest thing, is trust, right? Like they know that there's not going to be a closed sign on that door tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Whether it be Derek, whether it be Denny, Vic, Jenna, whoever, David, Bruno, Derek, and everybody that's in here right now, not everybody, but a lot of the people that are in here are Geo, right? They know that when they show up here tomorrow, that those doors are going to be open. Right. They know come Friday morning that there's going to be a direct deposit in their bank account, right? They don't even have to run to the bank anymore. We don't even give them paper checks. It's Thursday at midnight. Their fucking money's in the bank. Yeah. Right. But there's certain things that they may not like that we have to do to make sure that continues to keep happening.
Yeah.
Right. And if we don't verbalize, if we just start setting rules and processes and procedures in place without actually explaining why, and they may not even still not understand why. And sometimes it really doesn't even matter because I can't get caught up in like, this guy doesn't like me because he doesn't understand the process that we're trying to put. He doesn't understand that I'm trying to make sure that he has a paycheck there. I'm trying to make sure that we're here 5 years from now.
Right.
Right. Because I'll get hemmed up in that shit. Like this motherfucker don't like me.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Because I'm a people pleaser, or I go to the whole other, like, fuck him.
But you know what, Ty?
You know what I mean? But really, I'm only saying that because I'm hurt because he doesn't like me.
But you're not going to stop being a people pleaser.
No.
You know why? That's who you are.
Mm-hmm.
That's who you're created to be.
Right. Yeah.
That's what makes Ty.
Right.
People pleaser.
It's true.
Big heart.
Right.
I'm gonna say something about Ty. He is a people pleaser. He says, "Hey man, you want to go out to dinner tonight? What time you're going to be in? Let me know when you're in." We show up at the restaurant with the whole team that I had with me. It was 6 of us, right? And then I'm like, "Ty, you can't pay for this dinner." He's like, "No, man, I got this."
Mm-hmm.
Right? I'm like, "You can't do this, man. I feel terrible." And my wife, she's on here. She knows I don't allow anybody to pay for anything.
Yeah.
Rob knows this too. I just don't like it. When we go out to eat, I'm like, "Dude, I got the bill."
Yeah, I don't like it either.
And it's just
Definitely
obviously,
shit,
right? So I'm like, "Look, Ty, the next day, man,
Mm-hmm.
we didn't make it the next day. It was a couple days later, but
Yeah.
I was like, dude, I need to take you and your team out
Dude.
to dinner." But we had a great time.
Dude, and this place was like authentic Greek. Homie.
Yeah.
I've
Is
never
that
had
is that the table dancing place?
Yeah, dude.
It
Yeah.
was, man.
Plate breaking and all, bro.
I was getting some FaceTime videos and some shit going on.
Well, you
mean-
missed the day after, man. But we'll talk about that.
No shit. I got to hear all about that. But this place was authentic. Lamb chops. Explain what all was that stuff? I don't.
You
even know
had
what half
lamb
of it.
chops. You had saganaki fried cheese. You had everything you could think of.
Anything, and it was authentic.
And it
Like
just kept coming
like
out.
the best of what Greek. Like I think he ordered for us.
Yeah.
And everything just kept coming out.
Yeah.
Like it was a 5-course meal.
And they were tired. Everybody was tired. But
Dude,
like,
I was done. Glenn's on the table. I'm looking at Janice. She gets up on the fucking table. She starts dancing on the table. And I'm like, dude, I just want to get home. I didn't even turn around and look. I was beat at that point in
we
time.
were
Yeah.
exhausted.
I was done 2 days prior.
I know.
We
I know
were
how you
exhausted.
get, man. You get all excited right at first, and that's probably towards the end of you guys' trip down there.
Yeah.
My man was probably burnt.
Yeah, I was
He was
taste.
exhausted. I saw him the next day too. I was like, Ty, you're exhausted.
Yeah. There was not enough Red Bull in the world, Henry.
No.
Yeah,
No.
No.
I had to
I
switch
know.
it up. I started drinking Monster.
Monster. Man, you should be a sponsor for Red Bull.
I know they should
I
sponsor
mean,
me.
we've been fucking trying, dude.
Yeah. Like, here it is. Anyone out there?
Someone's got to know someone out there, man. Someone has to know someone that works for Red Bull.
Yeah,
Right here.
let's do it.
Shit, even if I didn't have to pay for it anymore, that would be a benefit. I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
Just give me free cases, so many each week, month, whatever, for the entire team, though.
Dude, we can put
Gotta make it
a Red
worthwhile.
Bull thing up on this banner thing.
So
back here.
Ty, I was going to throw something out, man. Now that we're publicly live,
Okay.
can you imagine if TC Backer and
Mhm.
Xpress Exterior Design
Mhm.
decide to get together and do something like a charity
Charity.
or a
Okay.
nonprofit?
Okay.
Speaking
or-
our language there.
Yeah.
something where we could bless other people.
Mhm. I'm all on board. And I know so is the rest of the team.
Yeah.
I know Baker's in.
Yeah,
Can you imagine if we all
absolutely,
got
bro.
together and just collaborated and we're able to show other companies
Mm-hmm.
how two companies
Mhm.
in the same type of industry can get
Right.
together and do cause a movement.
Yeah.
No, I'm
Or-
down. We could definitely sit down and discuss it and be strategic about
Yeah.
what impact would it have, because we started to do things several years ago, and I felt like we were kind of like spreading it too thin.
Mhm.
Like there was no
Wasn't
ma-
making a dent anywhere.
yeah, it wasn't making a dent. So
Sure.
we started to like focus on a food pantry
That's
that,
awesome.
that feeds thousands
Of homeless.
of homeless people.
Wow.
Not even homeless, those that just are less fortunate.
Yeah.
They might have a home, but
Yeah.
it's either home, food, or diapers.
I
Yeah.
would love
People
to
that
do
have to make that decision every week.
I would
like, what am
love
gonna
to do that.
Right.
Honestly, if we all did that together as
Mhm.
collectively,
Right.
Mhm.
we all sponsored it together and said,
Mhm.
look, man, 2 roofing companies, 2 exterior remodeling companies
Yeah.
getting together, doing what we need to do.
Mhm.
Forget all the hey David, it's not Xpress Interior Design, Xpress Exterior, brother.
That's right. Get it right, David.
It's good though.
You
It's all
spent the
good.
entire week with my man.
But here's the deal. If we all just got together and passionately out of
Mhm.
our hearts did that.
Mhm. We got a big thing coming up next week.
Do you?
Yeah, it's a shame that you won't be here next Wednesday. We will actually be streaming live. We might as well throw that out there.
Yeah.
So next week Behind the Tool Belt will not be broadcasted at 7 p.m. It'll be we'll announce it later in the week, probably around 2 or 3 o'clock.
Yeah, somewhere between 2 and 4, I think, is when we're actually going to execute
2 and
the
4
live.
will be going live from Penn Street, 24 South Penn Street, York, Pennsylvania, 17401. Basically on the corner of West Market Street and Penn Street. The city has allowed us to close the block down between West Market and Mason Ave.
Yep.
So we're going to set up a big ass tent. We got 25 turkey fryers, which you probably saw them when you went to the bathroom out there, the cookers. So we're going to deep fry 23 turkeys. Last year was 22. The year before that was 21. Hence where the name 21 Turkey Salute came from. The Guinness Book of World Records is 20 turkeys being simultaneously deep fried at one time. So we one-upped it last year, the year before, and this year.
That's
and then
awesome,
total
man.
of 70 turkeys when we're
gonna
done
deep fry 70 turkeys
this year.
Trying
We
to
did 60 last year, so we're going to do 70.
hand out 700
Wow.
dinners.
Yeah, it's going to be, it'll probably be over 700 because last year I think it was close to 700 with 60 turkeys.
Well,
Yeah, so we shut down for that day, the day before Thanksgiving every year.
So if you can
shut
hang
down
out
as a
for another
company.
week, because I know Pete McKendrick from Roofer, he's coming in
Okay.
to check it out. He's up in Jersey, so
Unfortunately, I won't be able to because of the Thanksgiving holiday with the family.
Right.
But I could possibly talk to.
send Rob up. For real, send Rob. We'll show him how to deep fry a turkey.
You want some fried turkey, Rob?
It's 4 minutes a pound, man. We got the rest. All right.
Yeah, but no,
Man, a few words.
It's a big event, man, and
It's
it makes an impact. And the cool thing is, dude, we've been doing this for a while. And we hand out sweatshirts and everything during it, and
Really?
we get a
Which
line
we'll
of
get
people
you
that
on
already
before you
have
leave.
TC Backer gear on that don't work here.
Yeah.
So you
nice.
ride around through York City, man. I mean, you'll see TC Backer sweatshirts.
Yeah, we hand them
there
out to people that look
I
cold.
love that.
Mhm.
You know what? And maybe for the future, maybe we could do something for Christmas.
Yeah.
Or we can start planning for 2023 because we both said 2023 is probably going to be our best year.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
for sure. I mean, we do a food drive at that pantry. I mean, this happens at the same church that we do the food drive for the
And the 21
well.
turkey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we do it at the
Wow.
same place. So in the summer we usually do a really big food drive.
Mm-hmm.
We do have a gap.
Yeah.
I mean, we got a gap. I feel like we do. You know, the food drive's usually May, June, something
Yeah.
like that. Then we do
Yep.
November. I mean, we have
Well,
from
we did a
November
diaper
to-
drive this year.
We did the diaper drive.
20,000
That's right.
diapers. We donated.
Whoa.
Yeah.
We were able to produce between people donating and what we picked up and the team donated was actually 19,999.
Yeah.
Wow.
David picked up 33 box or 34 box of diapers.
We needed a 35.
Yeah, we needed like a 35 or 36 or some shit. He found like an odd number box of diapers. Like, dude, where the fuck did you go to find these? Like, who makes an odd number box of diapers?
Yeah.
I think I told him the wrong number and he found it.
Yeah.
Lo and behold. But
Wow.
there was a spare box laying somewhere, like when we walked into the church. So I grabbed it and threw it in our pile.
Well, you know,
So
just
we came in
imagine,
at a little over 20,000.
imagine if we all got together because I have a passion and a
Mhm.
heart for homeless people.
Mhm.
Right now, they're there,
Yeah.
for various reasons.
Yes.
but they need love. Right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
They're
love's
still
our
human
number
beings,
one
man.
weapon.
Mhm.
Imagine if we all got together, right? And
Yeah.
just gratitude comes from doing a lot of those things.
Absolutely.
So imagine getting our team members together
Mhm.
and going to these places and actually handing food or setting up like a buffet,
Hmm.
just serving them food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's
we're
great.
we're all about it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all
For
about
real.
it.
You know, and the thing about our event, you know, we try to say the less fortunate and anyone is welcome to come down and get a plate.
Yeah.
We started this because of COVID and all the negativity and the horse shit that was going on in the world. And like there was some kind of statistic of like how many people were going out without meals. Right. I can't remember what it was. And if Tam's watching, she can probably give us the stats on how many people, but we tried to put a dent in that, at least in York County for the day.
Yeah.
Right. And try to provide, you know, a hot turkey meal, pumpkin pie, which is Jana's thing. She's getting 700 personal pumpkin pies from
Yeah,
somewhere.
she said she just
Wow.
picked up 530 pies today, and she's
Yeah.
picking 200 up on Friday.
Yeah. So,
Jesus
you know, so we're
That's really good.
yeah. And the team all pulls together. It's like an assembly line. Like we got a team of carvers and then it goes down the line, stuffing, gravy. We have another company that makes, it's called Festive Board. right? It's here in York. They're off of Queen Street, I believe, in York. And they do all the sides for us.
Nice.
They do the mashed potatoes, the gravy, stuffing,
Corn.
and corn, right? And then we're getting pies. I think Walmart, Jana's able to get the pies at Walmart for whatever reason. They're cheap. They give us a good deal, not cheap. They give us a great deal. And we don't ask for anything from anybody because we want to be able to do this. Like, we're not trying to like be that guy that like drums up a bunch of donations so we can donate and then try to take the credit for it.
No, it shouldn't be that way.
You know what I mean? So as a team, we kind of pull together, you know, our resources, our financial resources, and we pull this thing off. And
But again, imagine if you get multiple roofing companies or
Seriously.
exterior modeling companies,
right.
how powerful that can really be.
Right. And we can sit down and think about it because I know the food pantry. See, this is the thing. The food pantry kind of fills up this time of year because for whatever reason, I think people are trying to get right with God or whatever around Christmas time. So they all start donating clothes and food to the food
They
pantry.
got to be right with God all the time.
Right. But I don't know what it is. I mean,
It's not a part-time
people's
thing.
hearts warm up and the empathy starts kicking in around the holidays, right? They really start to see what's going on around them.
It does.
And realize how blessed they are. And
Yes.
there's a lot less fortunate people around us on a daily basis, right?
Yes.
So the food pantries go dry. No pun intended, because it's called the well, but I enjoy saying that it goes dry. So we try to fill it up over the summer months because that's when it goes dry. Over the summer months, nobody thinks about June, July, and August.
No.
So what we've done, we've been able to generate enough food, right, to deliver in there that carries them through the entire summer. But this year it was a struggle because of inflation. We generated so much money, right? And then got the same amount of food as we did the year before. Maybe there was like 500 pounds more.
Right. Yeah.
Right. But dude, it was like,
inflation took
dude,
over.
we thought we were going to, and we did. Don't get me wrong. The goal that we set was just unrealistic. We were we did, but if we did 4,000.
Every time we say we're going to double it.
Yeah.
Every
So
time
if we did 4,000 pounds in food, it was like, we're doing 8,000 this year.
Yeah. But we should do that.
We did like 62. So I think it was like 2,200 pounds more than the year before.
By over exceeding.
Yes.
Right? With crazy numbers,
Yeah.
it stretches you out to
Yes.
to get everybody to do more and more and more above and beyond.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's one thing we all fail to realize. We all should go with everything we do above and beyond.
For sure. All in.
Yes.
All in, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're not going to, why the fuck are you doing it?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seriously.
Sit the
You're not
fuck
going to
down.
put everything in it.
Yeah. Get out of the way.
But I mean, I think it's great. and you know, here's a prime example of that. Eric O. Roofers in Recovery.
Yes.
Yes.
You know, National Roofers in Recovery Day.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the fucking impact that happens.
He's a beast.
Yeah.
On
I
that
heard
day
him
every
speak
year.
at RoofCon, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like seriously, like if we would have that and create something that we could do, you know, maybe we make another one of those holidays or something throughout the winter to
National Food Pantry Day.
like something. You know what I mean, dude? It could be huge. I mean, look, we get a lot of people that watch this thing, man.
Yeah.
It's a bigger picture.
Seriously.
here. Yeah.
If you set the example, for how it should be, you know,
Mhm.
not only just in your local space, but on a national level, man.
Yeah.
I mean, we got these things for a reason. Like,
Mhm.
let's
Absolutely.
use the tools that we have
Yeah.
to do stuff like that, man, and really make an impact, bro.
And do it authentically.
Yes.
Don't worry about the business and how much money you can make off of it, how many leads you can get off of it. Forget all that. Do it in a genuine fashion.
Yeah. And I can assure you, anything that we've done, I don't know if we've ever gotten a lead from doing what it is that we do. It has nothing to do with that.
Shouldn't have to.
Nothing.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, why we do it is first and foremost, I was homeless, right? And that's why I have such a passion for helping less fortunate people, whether it be mental illness, drug addiction, whatever the case might be. I know what it's like to be down and out and not have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I get that, right?
Yeah.
So the passion comes from my mom. My mom, I have real big shoes to fill. God bless my mom. Right. Because this woman worked full time on charitable things. I mean, she was involved with all kinds of stuff. I don't know how she did it because she was involved with so much stuff, plus ran a catering business and a bar. Right. And bar scene is that's 365, 24/7.
All year round.
Yes. So she dealt with that. She dealt with, you know, all of these charitable things. She was in the Red Hat Ladies, the Scarlet Ladies, Exchange Club, Chamber of Commerce, Rotary. She did the Santa breakfast. She did Summer Jubilee, and all of these things did charitable. These organizations did, and she headed up all of it. Like, I don't even know how there was enough hours or days in the week of the things that she did. And so that's, and the co-signing of my shit that she did.
Right.
I feel, I don't even want to say obligated to repay that debt, because there's no way in hell that I could ever repay that debt, first and foremost to my mom, plus the nuisance to society that I was.
Yeah.
Right. And thirdly, York County has been so good to us.
Yeah.
Right.
But you're good to them too.
York County has been so good to us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so why not give back to the community that has been so good to us, that has blessed us, that has accepted us with open arms?
Yeah.
Right. The least we could do is go downtown and serve 700 plates of food. The least we could do the day before Thanksgiving.
For sure.
You know what I mean? And I mean that wholeheartedly. I don't give two shits. It doesn't matter the amount of money. It doesn't matter. None of that matters, other than, and you'll see, because I'm sure the news will probably be there. Somebody will bring somebody down there, right? You will see the amount of people that this thing impacts is
you just said a key word.
Amazing.
Impact.
Yes.
Yeah. Just being that we're,
or the Facebook lives that we do is probably what I really meant.
Yeah. Well, that's huge. And that's one thing where I am like, right now, I'm so eager to do. I want to cause impact, but the way to cause impact is by doing things like you're doing, Todd.
Yeah.
Like you guys are doing with TC Backer, right? A lot of people fail to realize it's not about it's not about me, it's not about you, it's about impacting one person at a time. And that's what we fail to realize. And I'm so eager to get to the point where I can get everybody to understand that within our team, that it's not about the money. It's go out and impact people. If you can impact one life a day or even one life a week, that's huge. It's beneficial to that individual. And it's so, the gratification that you can get from it, it's beyond belief if you're doing it again in a genuine fashion. Right.
Absolutely.
So impact is a key word to everything. And what you're doing, Ty, honestly, it's because you want to impact
It's
people.
what the team's doing.
Yeah.
At this point
as
in time,
a team. As a team.
Yeah.
But you're the leader of the team. So everybody's following. Everybody sees your heart. Everybody sees your passion.
Man.
Yeah. Everybody sees your heart. Everybody sees your passion. And you want to impact lives. You have that heart. You have that big heart.
And to go one step further with that, it has done amazing things. So people talk about culture this and culture that, and it's not just about how we treat each other in the office. It's the things that we do together to impact the community together as a team is the strengthening of the culture that we have. Yeah. Right. Especially through COVID. Right. Yeah. So COVID, the first year of COVID is when we did the first thing. And to rally the troops, we had our face mask on. We found Pastor Joel, who allowed us to do it at his facility when everyone else was like, no, COVID this, COVID that. We did like a curbside pickup type of thing, right? Wow. We were halfway through. The first batch of turkeys went in. He came, pulled me aside. And he's like, "You're doing this next year, right?" I'm like,
"Yeah, oh, absolutely." And we're going to make it bigger and bigger every year.
This guy thinks that we actually know what we're doing right now.
Right? We had 3 fire extinguishers there. We got 20 some.
Remember, he was like, you guys look like a professional catering company. And we're like, dude, we're just some dumb roofers, man.
That's so awesome,
right?
Man.
Just giving people food.
Yes. Yeah, but it was great. And I don't want to take the show hostage, but the impact, right? That's why we were put on this earth, really. You know what I mean? The selfish, self-centeredness type of people. There may be successful people out there, right? But they may consider them a leader, but when they turn around, there's nobody there.
Yeah.
Right. Like they're by themselves. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And leading with the heart as an individual, just as a human being, like we all have leader qualities. Right. And some of us are born with a few, but a lot of it is learned. And most importantly, it is earned.
Yeah.
Right. The respect, the trust, right? Like say what you're going to do and do what you're going to say.
Yeah.
Right. Make sure if you're going to say it, make sure you do it.
Yeah. And it's coming out of the heart too.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's probably one of the biggest things, and make your dreams come to reality, because if your dreams are aligned with everybody else's dreams, really, do you know what I mean? And they believe that, and you do it long enough, consistency.
Yeah. That's another key word.
Right. Consistency. And that's something that hasn't become necessarily a buzzword yet.
Hey, I fall off of that sometimes. I'm not consistent.
Right. I don't think people understand that one thing, consistency is the only ingredient for success. And I don't care if it's a podcast, for 151 episodes because the only thing that we had going for us in the beginning was consistency.
That's the only thing.
Yeah.
That was the only thing that
wasn't
we
no
had, right?
knowledge.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's in your marriage.
No.
I don't care if it's in your professional life. I don't care if it's going to the gym,
Yeah.
right? To see results, to be successful, right? Is to suit up and show up and stay consistent. Yeah, I mean that's the only thing you have to do.
You got to do the work.
You're right. That's
Do
what
the
it
work.
is. Yeah, work, consistency. Consistency requires work.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. You just keep coming back. And it's like, don't quit 5 minutes before the miracle happens. Because like I was telling Glenn, and I think I might have said something to Chris, like, so I was a little overweight, I guess, for my size, right? And I talk about this, and I'm only going to mention again for those that may have not heard this story. And I posted a picture about a month or two ago, and I showed a picture of myself that was probably about 2 years ago, and I was about 209 pounds, 5'6", right? Felt no energy, no nothing. And I'm not saying we even went on a diet. We kind of did like a lifestyle change. We started to work out. We did 2 Fearless 44s back to back, right? Well, I'm down to like 169.
That's amazing, man. Congratulations.
Right?
Dude. That's awesome, bro.
And there was a couple of times where it was like, I just wasn't seeing the results fast enough.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, it doesn't happen fast.
No.
You got to put in the work again.
Absolutely.
I'm really proud of you, Ty. That's
Thank
good,
you.
man. I'm only 5'7",
Mhm.
and I had reached 190 pounds almost. So I dropped down. Right now I'm down to 220, but it was tough, you know? And,
Yeah.
and when you're like that, you
Yeah.
don't feel good about yourself.
yeah.
You can't be who you want to be.
Yeah.
But then let's paint that, like, this is the thing. Yes, I posted that picture on Facebook, which is don't believe the fucking hype, right?
Yeah.
But I've maintained it,
Yes,
That's-
that's the key part
that's the
right
key.
there, man.
right?
That's the key.
Maintained it.
That's the key part.
Consistency.
Yes.
Consistency,
Mhm.
Yes.
right? Yeah. 6 months ago or whatever, I took those 2 pictures, put them on Facebook, but then what do I look like 6 months from now?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
See,
You-
I've been
Exactly.
2 years out of
Right.
my surgery,
Right.
almost 2 years, and you got to be consistent
That's the
with
hard
everything.
part, man.
Yeah,
Right.
and I fall off the track sometimes,
Of
man.
course,
Like,
I do too.
like-
When we were at RoofCon, dude, I abused I stayed up entirely too late. I either ate or ate way too much.
Ate like shit, slept
Right?
like shit.
I was like, yeah, I'm going to go to the gym this morning.
had a Red Bull in his hand every 5 minutes.
Yeah. You know, and I still have a couple of vices. I still smoke like a Navajo,
Jesus
cigarettes.
Lord, yes.
And I drink a good bit of Red Bull.
Yeah, that's
But
cigarette,
listen,
man.
this is the deal. The day that they sponsor me is the day I'll stop drinking them.
And then that'll be the day. Let's make a deal here.
Okay.
Can you promise me, man, if they sponsor you, you'll stop smoking?
Yeah.
He's
How's
gonna
that?
stop smoking before that.
I won't stop drinking Red Bull if they sponsor me. I'll stop smoking.
No, how about you know what we should do, Ty? Now that we're on national,
No,
listen, man, come on, man, I care
No,
about you, brother. We
I'm
got to
not
get
down.
you stop smoking.
I know. You're not the only one. If Hunter's watching this, that was the other thing he was up my ass about.
Hunter, yeah,
Yeah, every time I see him somewhere.
he's right though, man.
I know.
He's not gonna have a choice, man. He's not gonna have a choice.
Soon
here.
you're gonna have to
everyone around
stop.
him's quitting smoking, so
Hmm.
he's not gonna have a choice.
Yeah.
We'll be kicking him in the ass
You
here.
guys got to stop stressing him out so much.
Yeah. You'll be surprised.
I'm not gonna do that.
You'll-
I'm not making any deals.
You
here.
won't want to be around me when that happens that day. No, I don't know. It might not be that bad.
Yeah,
I don't think it'll be that. I don't think.
No. No, I'll find something to kind of take the edge off, whether it be chewing gum or blow pop, something.
oh Lord,
Throw a little
Blow
something.
pops, man.
Yeah.
I mean, they're good.
Yeah.
Blow pops. I have
It's not
I have
good
a
for
piece
you.
of gum when I'm driving
Hmm.
or I'm in the office. I have a piece of gum in my mouth all the time.
Hmm.
Yeah, man,
No doubt.
got to do it.
Yep. Got to do it.
Another
Did you
thing,
smoke?
I've never smoked.
Good for you.
Now I have drank quite a bit.
Yeah.
Done a fair share of drinking,
Right.
but I have not smoked.
Hmm.
My entire family has smoked, and I decided not to pick it up.
Good for you.
Yeah, that's a great decision. man.
Yeah, it was.
It's a great
is.
decision.
I wish I could say that.
It's about our health, man. Our health is number one.
I know it
You
is.
know, without good health,
Victorino's 5 days in.
wow,
I don't believe him.
wow.
You don't believe him?
Look, man,
No.
without health, where are we going to get?
He's got to come back to the shop and show
I don't
it,
believe
eh?
him. I know him well enough to say I don't fucking believe
Awesome,
you.
Victor.
All right. I'm sorry, Vic.
I
I'm
believe
throwing
you,
your
Vic.
shit under the bus.
I believe in you, bro.
I love
said,
you.
I'm throwing your ass under the bus.
Yeah, I love you, but I don't believe your ass.
Yeah.
So anyhow, where are we going with this? Impact, consistency, hard work,
Core values.
dedication, core values. Let's talk about core values a little.
Yeah. What are
little
your
bit.
What are your core values?
I
We're
can't
actually
remember.
we're in the process of
We have
revamping
4
them,
core
honestly.
values right now that we came up with. Basically, it's trust, loyalty. John knows what they are because he helped make the sign. But we're all getting together and redoing them.
Nice.
We're going to do it as a team, and we do hire upon them and we do fire upon them. And I know it's pretty pathetic that I don't remember all 4 of them, but it's honesty, loyalty, integrity is one of them. So I got 3 of them so far, and there's one more, but they all mean the same thing.
Yeah.
Right. So this is what I was thinking. I was talking to John on Saturday, and not to take the show hostage, right? It's one thing to come up with core values, right? And put words up there. So for me, I'm thinking, okay, that's the short form. But what we need is the long form, right? So whatever that word means, right? Whether it be honesty, right? Let's say we put the word honesty in there, and it's not that I'm worried that you're going to steal money, right? Because honesty can work a couple different ways, right? Honesty is honesty, honesty about everything. Are you time stealing? Are you doing your job?
Right.
That we think that you're doing, or are we going to find something out 3 months from now that you weren't putting in someplace that was
And
supposed
that
to be put in?
aligns with integrity.
Right.
Just like my core values.
Right.
Simple. Trust,
So-
quality, and integrity.
Right.
Yeah.
So when we choose, let's say again, the word honesty, what does honesty mean? So let's have a long form, right? We're going to have the short form, which would be
Sure.
the integrity,
Sure.
the honesty, the hard work, the tenacity, whatever catchphrase is basically horseshit words
100%.
that we're going to pick and choose. And that's why I want to do it collectively as a team that actually hopefully not just come up with the first catchphrase. That's why I want a long form.
Right.
Like, what does this actually
Stand for.
mean?
Or stand for. Yeah,
Stand
yeah.
for.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
What
Like
does
when
it
you
mean to
see honesty up there, what does that mean? So when everyone else comes in and sees the word, when we hire someone, it's like, yep, these 5 core value words, but there's more to this.
Yeah.
We want to get real granular on this and show you what we mean, what it means to be honest to work
Yeah.
here.
And I wanted to touch on the core values because I've
for it.
learned over the last couple of years, especially, right? Core values, without core values,
Mm-hmm.
you really don't have, it's kind of hard to find the right people, the right individuals.
Right.
You know, like you should have personal core values in your
Mhm.
life. You should have business core values,
Morals.
right? You know, morals,
morals.
right? So
Thank you, John.
at the end of the day, when we're hiring, we need to make sure the individuals that we're bringing in align with our core values.
Mhm.
Would you agree?
I 100%.
Yeah,
Um,
totally.
You know, the circle that we have in our personal lives, they should align with our core values.
Mhm.
Because if they don't, you're going out of your means,
Mhm.
and then you're gonna have toxicity continuously
Yeah.
in your life.
You are who
whether
you
it's
surround
good-
yourself with.
Exactly.
Right.
Right. And I keep a small circle
Mhm.
like Gus. You brought up Gus.
Mhm.
Gus, him and I got two brothers, older brothers, and I
Mhm.
have a better relationship with Gus than I do with my
Understood.
two older brothers. You know, Rob, same thing.
Mhm.
You know, him and I don't see eye to eye on everything all the time, but that's good. That's healthy because
It is. There is healthy conflict.
yes,
Absolutely.
we got to have healthy
Mhm.
conflict, and you know, he knows what I'm thinking before I'm even finished, and
Mhm.
vice versa.
Mhm.
But again, core values is very important to have to structure a business correctly. Whether you're successful or not with your business,
Mhm.
I believe you can be a lot more successful if you enforce core values.
Right.
Sure, man.
No, I love that. And you know, to get a little deeper on that, I think as something to take one step further, I think, you know, the individuals that work around you should also have personal core values,
Mhm.
right? And should be done in a group, right? So then the accountability is a lot easier,
Yes.
right? So, and a lot of them can align or be the same, right? As the company's core values that everyone has helped. So like, let's say 6 months from now, we all have our core values put in place for the company with the tribe that we have around us right now. They've all come up with their own personal core values and maybe have us pick them for you.
Right.
Mhm.
What do we see in the qualities, right?
Right.
So then when the new hire comes on, one of the things that they have to do is come up with their core values, right? So then it's so much easier to approach them and be like, you helped us, honesty, and one of your personal core values is honesty. So where was the disconnect?
Yeah.
Right? Because
Right.
if we're going to hire based upon these and we're going to fire based upon these, let's get real and let's really do this.
Yeah.
Right. And that's
Right.
kind of where I'm at with it, because the accountability thing, we need that more now than we've ever needed that.
Yes.
Just with the way the world is today. I mean, this just to align yourself, surround yourself around the same core value
Right.
felt people.
You mentioned we got to share our vision with everybody, right?
Right.
In order for our vision to be met, everybody has to align with our core values. If they don't align with our core values, the vision is not going to come to fruition.
Right.
Because the team is not going to be within your core values.
No, that's right.
And you need a team to get to your ultimate vision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No doubt, man. No doubt. I mean, it might sound corny, it might sound cheesy, but realistically, at the end of the day, I mean, that is the fiber that will hold the tribe together.
Yeah.
Through thick and thin. When things get tough, when things are good, when we get complacent, when we get lazy, when we're high as a kite because we're living the best
of the best life.
Yeah, right. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It all stems from core values.
Correct. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I
man.
agree. And even when you're dealing with individuals like other suppliers, subcontractors, whoever it might be in your life, it has to all align, because things can fall off the track.
Of course they can.
Yeah.
Well,
It's easier for you to understand where people stand too, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a lot easier when things get dirty.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to understand and trust that someone's going to have your back no matter what your decision is.
Yeah.
It's great. And in this business, man, a lot of this stuff is built on relationships.
Mhm.
It is.
You know what I mean? Because,
Yes, I agree.
Ty, we talk about it in personal conversation a lot. It's like,
Right.
God, sometimes I wouldn't just tell somebody they're a fucking asshole.
Mhm.
Like I really do sometimes. But at the same time, it's like, dude, go out of your way and have these uncomfortable conversations and build relationships with those people, because usually you think they're an asshole because they're good at their fucking job and they're calling you on your shit.
Right.
And you never know where that person's going to be in 10 years.
No, you
They
don't.
may leave this place and go work for this place, and they're now deciding who's going to, be in this community, who's going to do the work here, who's getting paid what, who's getting a raise, who's, you know what I mean? And you never know if you burnt that bridge 10 years ago, dude, they're not calling you.
It's over with.
Yeah.
Right.
They're not calling you. So
Yeah, most of my bridges that I burned years ago is for a reason. I had to throw that.
yeah.
Hey, you never have. Listen, we were all young once. We're not perfect by no means.
No.
You know what I mean? And I hope that's not the impression that we've put out there, that, oh, we're perfect, but and again, going back to, we all make mistakes. We're not perfect. And I think that's why, as where we are, the positions that we hold, that's why it's really important to have core values. So then it can also be flipped back
Correct.
on us to, hey, you're slipping, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good because I had one of my reps, he had an issue the other day and we were talking and he's like, hey man, I know our core values are trust, quality, and integrity, but I don't feel like, XYZ is part of trust, quality, and integrity with what's going on a certain situation.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that they brought it up that way, because then I was able to say, well, maybe your perception's a little way off, and then when I brought him back on track where he needed to be, he was like, you know what, man, you're right.
It's a good one there, man. Perception.
Yeah.
Perception.
Our perceptions, perception is not reality. If
It's
anybody
absolutely
believes
not.
it's reality, because I hear it all the time, I think it's a bunch of horseshit.
Horseshit.
It's absolutely
Okay?
not.
Our perception is based on how we're feeling, that ultimate moment, what we're in, where we're at mentally, and how we're feeling. Right?
Yeah.
That's all it is. It doesn't make it reality.
No, your perception and how we perceive things as human beings, is directly related to your upbringing.
Correct.
What you've experienced in situations like that, how other people have reacted.
Correct.
Whether it be, your parent figures in your life or whatever that case may be. And we have to understand that people can look at situations, like the three of us can walk into a room and look at what's going on and think three entirely different things about that because of past experiences, of situations that we've been in those same situations. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And understanding
But
that about human beings.
What point in time do you stop blaming everybody else?
I mean, that's true. That's
I'm just
100%
saying,
true.
because
Yeah,
Well, I'm tired of hearing
I-
that. Like Ty's got a good point, and I'm
Yeah.
sorry to cut you off. Like,
No.
for sure.
dude, I went through this when I was younger, and I didn't
Absolutely.
have this when I was
Yeah.
younger, and
Absolutely.
my mom beat my ass, and my dad was abusive. I'm
Right.
like, dude, you're 35 effing years
Right.
old.
Right,
Grow up.
That
Yeah.
was 25 years ago.
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
You knew it was wrong. You knew
Mhm.
you knew what you went through. Come on, get out of here. Oh, my mom and dad beat me up. Oh, my mom and dad were verbally abusive.
Mhm.
Get out of here. That's all BS.
Mhm.
Okay. I have a father, and I'm going to bring it up.
Mhm.
I give a lot of respect to my father. He's 87 years old right now. He's
Mhm.
going through some health issues.
Yeah.
God bless him.
Mhm.
Strong guy.
Mhm.
I have a father that at the age of 8 lost both his mother and father. Okay. Lived homeless until 17 years old. And when he hears these things now, he's like, they have no idea. And it was during World War II.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
And he's like, all this crap that I hear,
Mhm.
people need to look at it. Yes, it was tough times. You went through some abuse mentally, physically, whatever it might have been.
Mhm.
But if you really look at it the right way,
Mhm.
it makes you a better person.
Dude, listen,
Yeah.
I probably shouldn't even talk about this, but there's I heard something where was it World War II when they were all backing into the beach of Normandy, and these kids, right?
Kids.
These kids
Mhm.
knew that they were gonna be target practice,
Yeah.
Mhm.
right? But did it anyhow. And I'm trying to think of how it went. It was kind of like a saying, like these kids knew, but and the kids today, what's that room that they got to go to because their feelings were hurt?
Right.
What the hell is that room called?
Dude, I don't even know.
Do you know what I'm
I
talking
know
about
what
there?
you're
Like the
talking about,
quiet
yes.
room or some shit. Like now, these same kids, same age kids, nowadays have to go to this. I don't even know what the hell it is, but it was like, oh my God, like it even opened my eyes of like
Right.
how sensitive that I can be.
Mm-hmm.
The
Right.
safe space.
Yeah, the safe space.
That's right.
Yeah, the
Right now-
safe
Thank you, John.
space.
Right now we got this safe space, right?
Yeah.
Right. And these kids were jumping off these boats to protect our country. And it's now everyone's all worried about their feelings and stuff like that. And it's okay to a certain extent. Like I get it.
Right.
Sure.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I get that. But it just made me think of how times have changed and evolved
Absolutely.
into like what it is today.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's tough.
It is tough.
It's tough because I feel like it makes people more entitled.
Right.
They don't earn things. They feel entitled.
Right.
They're owed everything. And I'm like, come on, guys.
Yeah. Right.
We've all been through something.
Mhm.
And I
Absolutely,
understand
dude.
and I
Everyone goes through
sympathize
shit.
with you. And, but we
Right.
got to get to
And
the
it's
point where-
almost like it's not even cool to work hard.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? To put your heart and soul and blood into something
Yeah.
that like
Passion.
and work for something.
Yeah.
It's almost like if you try to ask somebody, I don't even want to get off on that tangent either, but I've recently experienced, things of like, it's just not cool to work hard anymore.
Yeah.
And not necessarily here. Right. So hopefully no one's listening, thinking that I'm actually speaking to them, but recently have experienced where like, it just, I don't get it. Like your dad, I'm sure he worked someplace for 20, 30 years and retired. Right.
My father actually started being an entrepreneur at a young age. He had no choice,
Mhm.
and then he just always had his own business.
Right.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Okay. But he stuck with it and he was
Stuck with
consistent
it,
with it.
yeah.
But like Bake's been here 5 years, right? That's kind of unheard of anymore.
Yeah.
Right. Perry's been here. I don't even know how long. Vic's been here. Glenn's been here. Kim's been here. She just celebrated her 9-year anniversary. Right.
Yeah,
Those types of work relationships or things like that. There's a generation or a group of, I guess, that can't, they're having more difficult time figuring that out.
sure.
Commitment.
And maybe that goes back to their upbringing.
Mhm.
Maybe we pampered them
Yeah,
Right.
too much.
it's possible. It's
You know what I
possible.
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyhow, I know that's not anything we should probably get too deep on, but that was kind of just,
It's called passion.
as we see things and try to give a safe space
Safe space.
for
Yeah.
people to work.
Yes.
Well,
I
somebody
guess.
just said, Victor said his safe space is right in the studio.
There you go. Me too. So where were you?
Vic's here, bro.
Vic
What are we
is here.
talking about? Vic's
Yeah.
here.
Good to see you, Vic.
Yeah.
This thing wouldn't run without him.
Yeah.
Goddamn right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Where are we at here?
We are 1 hour and 9 minutes.
Whoa.
That's awesome,
this,
man. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
You know, time flies when we're having fun, man.
Does.
This has been
Yeah.
a great conversation.
Yeah.
We've gone so many different directions with this, man. We've had so many great ideas.
Yeah, we did.
You know,
Listen,
I really
National
like the
Food Pantry.
collaboration.
Yeah, we got to talk, man. We got to definitely
Day.
do some of that
Yeah,
stuff.
National Food Drive Day or National something. We'll think
Yeah.
of something, man,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
for sure. You know,
Yeah, I love
think,
that.
I think it's a great idea.
Yes.
Man, right on.
Yeah, man. And
Yeah.
that gets the juices flowing. Bro.
It does.
We talked about life. We were authentic about it. We
Mhm.
spoke our piece, and I feel like people appreciated it based on the comments. First
Absolutely.
and foremost, I
Yeah.
want to thank you guys, Ty.
You're welcome.
Thank you, brother, for bringing me
Yeah,
on here
dude.
as a
I love
guest.
it.
Dude, thank
And-
you for coming here,
Yeah,
man.
you guys
Listen,
are awesome.
And I'm gonna apologize. So I double booked a couple weeks ago, and somebody had brought to my attention. So I booked Travis
Sure.
when we were in Texas.
From Roofler.
Yeah, Rufel,
Roofle.
right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So when I was in Texas, I put him on for 7 p.m. So when I got back to Pennsylvania, a few days, a week or two later,
Yeah.
I'm talking to you. And so I'm looking at the calendar and there's nothing on for 7:00 Wednesday night. Well, I think it was Tim that said it's because you booked him when you were in Texas. It's an hour different there.
Oh,
So when I got back here, it was
Central
8
time.
p.m.
Central time. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just wanted you to know,
Brother,
dude, it
you-
wasn't because it was Travis from
Nope,
Rufel.
nope,
It had
I
nothing
appreciate you.
to
Yeah.
do with that. So, and then for you to want to come up here is just amazing. And it just shows again the type and quality of person that you are to,
Likewise, brother. I
Yeah.
appreciate you.
You know what I mean?
Matt Sparks, he's part of our management team. He just
what's
said
up, Matt?
companies working together, bringing each other up.
absolutely,
That's
man.
the key.
That's what
Yeah,
we've been talking
absolutely,
about.
man.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yep.
It seems like you guys are running a good thing down there, man. Actually up here too.
Yeah.
I keep
Yeah.
I'm saying down there.
We
like
actually
you guys
just
are
opened
Tampa.
up in Florida in September.
Yeah.
And then we launched October. We launched Dallas, Texas. So it's total 5 locations,
Cool.
but Florida and Texas are at their beginning stage. You know,
Mhm.
we're learning, we're getting acclimated right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally understood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally understood. That's good. Kudos to you, man, for having the passion, the energy, and doing great
dude.
shit for our
And the balls.
industry.
Thank you.
The balls to do all that stuff in that
Appreciate
short
it.
amount of time, dude.
Mhm.
That's
I
awesome.
couldn't do it without the team, though.
Absolutely,
Rob,
I believe that.
Gus, Chris, everybody, man.
Gus,
I appreciate
Gus.
everybody. Yeah, Gus.
There he is.
He is. He's
I
in
see
there.
him.
Yeah. I miss him, man. I'm getting ready to see him on Friday.
Good.
Awesome. That's
We'll
good
see you
stuff.
guys soon.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll come to your neck of the woods.
You should.
So SRC is the 29th, 30th, and 31st of January. Will you be in Dallas then?
I could probably make that happen.
Okay.
Should.
All right, because I'll be there.
Bring in the wife.
I don't know if she's coming on this one.
Okay.
I know Chris Woodlead Scott will be there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely
I think we're
gotta get
gonna
together.
co-brand a booth
Nice.
together,
Okay.
and
I
Go
probably. You know
live.
what? We got to talk about the dates, and I'll definitely make
Okay.
it. Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
January's gonna be busy. January, I think Utah, Jen Silver's thing.
Jen Silver is the bomb. She's
Yep.
awesome.
And then what is it? Scottsdale, Arizona in December is the there's another great one. And then D2D is in January. So there's 4 things between December and I think 3 things in January where behind the Toolbelt and Lead Scout's gonna be co-branding.
D2D. Sam Taggart.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Awesome, man.
Yep.
Love that guy.
That's in January too. So
Yep.
January is gonna be freaking off the hook. Hunter's got his free retreat the week before fucking Christmas. Thank you,
Revolt,
Hunter.
right?
Yep. So I'll be in Utah twice. Well, once in December, once in January. So we got to get our shit together before I leave.
Get it together,
Jake.
brother. You got it.
That's your warning, everybody.
Gotcha.
Glenn, if you're paying attention.
We got this.
Vic.
Shit is together.
And I want to wish you guys a happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yes.
You, your team, and everybody on here watching this this episode.
Yes.
Early happy Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Thank you guys once again for joining, for tuning in, for listening to our conversation, for adding to it, for commenting. If you guys have not done so, y'all will know what I'm going to say right now.
Do it.
Hop over to the YouTube page, like and subscribe, please.
Yes.
We're getting more and more, viewers on these things, and our YouTube subscriptions are not really going up very high. So
yeah, what's up with that?
Y'all slacking on that.
Slackers.
And also, man, make sure you guys hop over to the
Express.
Express Exterior Design.
Yeah,
like
make
our
sure you guys
page.
hop over there.
Yeah.
DC Backer family, make sure you hop over there and like them. This is a good group of people.
Yeah.
They align with all of our core values as well. So
Big time.
show them some love. And we will see you guys at the 21 Turkey Salute, man.
Right.
You guys mind if I say something at the end?
Go for
man,
it.
go for
Your
it.
job isn't finished until you're fully satisfied.
I like that.
Good job,
See you
brother.
guys.
Yep.
See you guys.